I was chatting with my cousin from down south the other day. We got to chatting about Arbortech. And we got to chatting about the previous video that I just made with making the faux live edge cabinet that I built for friends of mine. Somewhere here we'll put a link. You'll find it. So I've been using the Arbortech turbo plane for quite some time now. I've done a few projects with it and I really like it. The only part that I don't like about it is, man, it makes a mess. So my cousin and I were chatting about that the other day, and he happened to mention that Arbortech has come up with this new super duper power carving unit with a dust chip extraction system. And I'm like, I gotta have that. So I got it. Now, I'm not much for an unboxing product review kind of guy, and in no way, shape, or means am I sponsored by Arbortech at all. I just happen to like their pieces of equipment that I have, and I use them, and I enjoy them, and all the rest of that. But I made a promise to my cousin Andy, or an off-the-cuff remark, that I might do a product review video. Never done one of them before, but here's my shot at it. The Arbortech power carving unit. Let's see how good it works. So I've got a project in mind right now. I've got one more of my cedar burl bowls that I got to cut, that I got to power carve yet. So I've stripped off all the bark off the outside of it, and there's a special procedure that I do for that, and there's a video somewhere. I'll link you to it. But today, what we're going to do with the use of the power carving unit from Arbortech, we're going to be gouging out the inside of the bowl to actually make it a bowl, because you can see currently it's not a bowl yet, but it will be. And the big test is going to be, for me, how well this thing is going to take care of all the chips that would normally fill the shop, to the point where I would never even consider doing this inside my shop, because you know that I'm a bit of a dust fanatic, and some of the things that I've done and some of the pieces, items that I've created are out of necessity. Like my lathe over there always makes a big mess, so I created a dust extraction system for that. I'll put a link to that video somewhere also. All right, let's go with the unboxing of this bad boy, the Arbortech power carving unit. Front's pretty plain. On the back, it says it includes in this kit a sanding pad, the leveling guide, the chip catcher, which is what I'm really interested in, the chip tube, and a whole bunch of other stuff that it includes. An 8-amp power unit, the leveling guide, chip catcher, chip tube, sanding pad, sanding discs. It has sanding discs in here. The fan, which is kind of really important part to me, a metal guard, and an Arbortech carry bag. Cool stuff. Hey, open the box, and lo and behold, we have this handy dandy carrying case bag, which is kind of a not a bad little unit, and a whole bunch of stuff comes out. Yeah. Let's see what this stuff is. So we got the instruction manual, and no, we're not going to throw them away. We always keep instruction manuals. A strap, the anti-shock handle, the power unit itself, and I'm going to stick that on there for now. The hose, the chip hose. This is the part they refer to as the chip collector, and this is the leveling device. I think it's going to be kind of interesting too. We'll see how it all works. Inside the little accessory box, we have some sanding discs, the Velcro sanding pad, this could be handy, the tightening tool with an Allen wrench, some extra brushes, because you always need extra brushes, but the holy grail, the fan. Ooh, I think that's going to be the most important piece going. Okay, so I didn't want to bore you with all the actual setup. Read the user's guide. It's actually pretty good, and for those of us who can't read, there's pictures there that describes exactly how to assemble this unit. So right now, I've got the power carving unit all hooked up here, and I've got it on the chip extraction system. It was really easy to set up. I'm really pleased with that. I'm actually a little bit skeptical right now because there's a very small fan underneath there. And when I actually run this, not a lot of air comes out of the end of the hose. Now the first test that I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to do like I've seen in a few of the videos, even from Arbortech, where they just take the end of the hose and put it in the garbage collection. And that's their dust extraction system, chip extraction system, I should say. I think this test is going to be very, very short-lived because, as you guys may or may not know, I'm very particular about dust in my shop. So this is going to be a very quick test on carving a foot on the bottom of this bowl. I'm not even going to wear a respirator because this is going to be such a short test, I expect. And we'll just put in my earplugs because I'm already half deaf. Thank you, ambulance sirens. All right, let's give this a bit of a whirl and see how it goes. I've got this dialed up to the maximum RPM. I haven't really explored exactly how many RPM that's going to be, but it whirls. So here we go. Let's give it a try. Okay, I'm gonna give you some feedback on this. Honest feedback. I'm not sponsored. Lads down under, great try on the chip removal, but you only get C- at the very best. I gotta clean my shop. It's everywhere. The chips are everywhere. Mostly, as I'm cutting on the material here, it's spraying out the front more than it's spraying out the end of the tube. That's for sure. There wasn't a whole lot of chips other than what fell into the garbage bin from me actually cutting on the outside. Not a lot was coming out of the end of the tube. Sorry guys, that doesn't work. However, we're gonna try again, and I'm gonna hook up my vacuum system to the end of the hose and see if it does a better job. Trial number 2 coming up. Okay, test number 2 didn't fare much better. Again, you can see there's chips all over the shop. And I was watching up my clear tubing of the dust extraction as I was doing the cutting. And there was not a lot of chips going out there. I think it's because the cutter is mostly spitting the chips outside of the actual cutter. Not much of it is going down into where it gets collected. That's a bummer. Okay, so not too extremely pleased with the dust extraction on the chipped extractor setup. So I figured I'd go ahead and put on the leveling device to see if the chip extraction is any better for it. And because I'm leveling something right now, I thought I'd give it a whirl. See how well it works. Okay, lads, now I'm impressed. That is very level, very smooth. This leveling device works like a hot damn. And the other good thing, I'll be hard pressed to find a chip of wood on the bench top. The extraction was phenomenal. Bravo is all I can say. That was wonderful. Just got to figure out a better vacuum system for the chip extractor, because this works like a hot damn, but I know I'm not going to be able to cut the bowl with it. Great for leveling, great for chip removal, great quality build. The adjustability of this is incredible. Bravo, good engineer, good design. I'm back onto the chip extraction system now, and I gotta start carving out the inside of the bowl. I got the bowl blank screwed down to a base clamped to the table. It shouldn't go anywhere. One thing I'm really digging about this, man, is that you can see the open spot from here to over here is allowing me a good amount of room to actually work the cutter edge. Now, I've adjusted the fan underneath so the fan blades are sitting just behind the openings now. I'm crossing my fingers and hoping the chip extraction will be better. Let's give it a whirl. Okay, I can say I don't think I'm going to get any better chip extraction out of this. I've tried adjusting the fan. I've tried almost everything I can. You can feel the suction coming out, so I will always run it hooked up to my dust extraction system for sure. But look at this mess. There's chips everywhere. I'm only about a third of the way through cutting this, and shop's covered in chips. Oh well, I'll carry on. As far as the tool goes, I used it for 10 minutes straight. It's starting to get warm, not overly warm, but, and I don't know who makes these grinders for Arbortech, but I'm impressed with the quality of it. It's actually a very good tool. Well machined, bravo. Well, at the end of the day, that was an exercise in frustration. I got chips everywhere, including me. I had to resort to going to the good old respirator, full face respirator, because it was throwing around so much chips, it was unbelievable. To get into the bottom, I found that the chip extractor got too much in the way, so I abandoned that. Even abandoned the handle. I know, not safe, Dan, but you know what? Sometimes we do what we do. I feel really safe with this machine because it doesn't grab like the other ones. And I could still get a good grip on the machine. And if it does turn, I'm scared that it would do some damage to my fingers. That's why I wear my big welding gloves. But at the end of the day, it's not one of those big chainsaw units with the blades on the outside, and I feel pretty safe. And that's the only way that with the things that I do and how I do it, getting down inside those bowls, it's impossible to get in there with any guard on it. So now I'm going to change over to the Arbortech bottoming bit, the Turbo Mini, which is a great tool, and I'm going to finish this bowl. But sorry, blokes from the land down under, but your chip collector sucks.